A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint, the saint of all talks of politics. I do not know, gentlemen, if it is following the line of the African adage that says that you do not or you have little power over what's not yours. But this case appears to be a different thing altogether. I'm talking about the scenario at the Abia State University, Uturu, where workers, again yesterday, protested, came out en masse to say that we cannot go to the classroom and teach without anything in the stomach. For a number of months now, they've not been paid their salary arrears and salary. Do not forget that a few weeks ago, they also protested. What exactly is happening at that angle? My name is Moses Ben, saying welcome to today's edition of the program, Standpoint. We'll be giving attention to the very current development from the Nigerian Labour Congress Abia State chapter, saying that, look at, on the 15th of this month, being Monday next week, we'll be embarking on an indefinite strike. You'll get to find out the core reason for that. And also, the reversion of a command promotion by the Abia State government of the State Public Service. Incorruptible Sam, good morning, welcome to Standpoint.
Yeah, good morning to you, Moses Ben.
Thank you.
Wednesday.
Midweek.
Exactly, you know.
Go and collect communion.
You know, each day has something very special.
Spectacular to present.
Exactly, and that's it. And so many will be preparing also. Go pray to put Abia State in God's hands once again, to his state. And then pray for Nigeria leaders. Prayer is good anyway, but we have prayed enough for them to allow the prayer to work. We do say it now in Igbo. What's
the meaning of that? For the sake of those who are listening to
it, meaning just rest so that prayer will work on your head.
Okay.
You know, that's what we are telling the politicians right now. We have prayed enough. And today also so many churches will be there praying 6 to 7, 5 to 6. Some of them will even do till 10 p.m. Not that God can't hear us or haven't heard us, but because we obviously don't want to allow prayer to work. But anyway, two issues that we must talk about. Anyone protesting in Nigeria right now, do you even want to blame the person? Any group at all? You really want to blame them? You don't want to blame them, in as much as strike might not be the
you said that yesterday. You asked our guest,
exactly.
Is strike the only option to explore and send your message?
You know what he answered? He said that is the only one that the government understand, because if these people embark on strike, the people will talk. Then it will not be pressure on the government to react, in as much as at the end of the day, their reaction will still not even solve the problem. It is so sad that in Nigeria, as rich as we are still lacking food. I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, my brother, Moses Ben. I don't know. I can't even describe my mood this morning, honestly. I don't know. Given what transpired yesterday in the state, somehow there's a mixed feeling, but at the same. Well, let's see how it goes as we discuss. Like we know, Nigeria has become, as the day breaks, you hear another story. But our duty is to talk about those stories. Sometimes you may not feel good about it, but you just have to talk because you're here to talk and provide solutions.
All right, gentlemen, I do not know if the expression by the Abia State University Uturu workers represents the mere expression or making of noise, as it was actually asserted. We'll get to find out. Our topic this morning, Abia NLC insistence on indefinite strike and reversion of all command promotions in the State Public Service. Before we get down on this discussion, gentlemen, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is in talks for another oil-backed loan to boost its finances and allow investment in its business. This is according to the Group Chief Executive Officer, Melikiari, who made that comment, saying that we are looking for about how many billion dollars this time? $2 billion to ensure that the crude oil sector is being backed up. Incorruptible Sam, it was a few days ago that Melikiari came up to say that we have declared state of emergency on oil and gas production in this country. And then one will wonder, you've collected, was it in February also? They still talked about 2-point-something billion naira just to ensure they allow smooth process in the production industry. How are you indebted to these persons? If you had put our refineries in place, remember President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022 gave his verdict that look at, by 2023, the operation of these refineries will come to streamline. Nothing happened until he left the office. We keep saying that for importation, you are owing this person, owing that person, and you are calling for billions of naira. What's wrong with the Nigerian-owned refineries that several administrations have made promises to put it in good shape? Even President Tinubu, when he came in, after removal of fuel subsidy, he said, okay, by December, it will come to operational stage. Then they said, okay, in the month of March, it will come. Up until today, they talked about June. June has gone. Nothing has happened. Billions of naira. What is happening? Remember that the Nigerian economy, as a matter of fact, sits on this particular sector in this country. But yet, people who are in that sector, they keep saying that they are owing. When are we going to come out from this shame? Incorruptible, sir.
It's a big shame, and you now see why we, if we come out to cry or to shout, it will look as if we are being too hard on the leaders.
I feel nobody's saying something. The presidency is there. Nobody's interrogating anybody.
The bitter truth is that we have businessmen in the name of politicians. Those that we want something to go into their pocket. That's just why they are there. We have businessmen. When it comes to leadership, they are very incompetent. Now, you can be a very sound businessman. Wonderful businessman, you know how to play, go to your shop, open your shop, you know the tricks to, bring customers, make sure that they will buy from you and go. But when it comes to leading people, because you're a very good businessman doesn't mean you're going to also be a good leader. Bring all our politicians, bring them together. I don't know, let's assume they are 200,000. Be governor, be the former president. How many of them qualifies to be leading?
Are you saying 200,000? I don't think Nigerian leaders are up to 200,000 across board.
That is just few of them, and look at what they are doing. Ben Moses, I don't need to go to Harvard to know that if I pay attention to our refineries in Nigeria, that things will get better. I don't need that.
Because if these refineries are operational, why would you be importing this crude?
I don't really know.
You refine it here and then you sell it out also.
Not that they don't know, they know. But because they will always want the money to come to them. One caller called the other day to say that is so unfortunate that in Nigeria, we have leaders that, if allowing this phone to be given to people will not bring money into his pocket, he will not. But
they will truncate that process.
It will not work. But if allowing this one to be shared to the people and at the end of the day, he will get his own, that is what they are after. Just like what you have said. Under Buhari, we kept hearing that our refineries will work. 8 years gone. Now, when President Tinubu came in there, we knew that removing fuel subsidy.
You continue, Sam. Mind you, whenever they come up with this policy that the refinery become operational, it's not ordinary policy. It comes with finance. It comes with funds.
Exactly.
You know how much is being pushed into that particular project.
The money will disappear. Now, when the president came, we knew the fuel subsidy removal will give us pain. And we were ready. How much are we even buying it now? I heard somewhere in Abuja, 1,000. And it should be Niger State. They have fuel scarcity there. Now, some other states, 700 and something. We are still doing it. That is what we knew earlier, that fuel subsidy removal will cost. Now, telling us to endure the pain. We have endured the pain for how many months now? Okay, a year plus now, since the administration of Tinubu came in. Now, can one refinery work? We have modular refineries. They keep going around arresting illegal refineries. Illegal, those that mine. Those that refine oil, crude oil, the legal way. We know. Can they now teach these ones how to refine legal way? Support them. Our modular refineries will start working. But we cannot do it because if we start refining, so many people will stop.
Go out of business.
We stop, making money. That is why we have one of the biggest importer of generator in Nigeria is a politician. Someone has been contesting. Just imagine tomorrow getting that position of becoming a president. You think we'll have light? His job is to import Meccano, soundproof generators. He is the one in charge. He has the highest, percentage of importation. That is the thing we have. We have politicians that are business-minded people. What we favor them is what they will only do. Now, $2 billion. We're not even. It's no longer naira now. $2 billion for them to do what again? That is now putting money.
This $2 billion is to secure it as loan.
As loan
to offset debt.
It is so sad, Ben, that we have businessmen that are very incompetent when it comes to leadership. I don't need you to become a PhD holder, because PhD holder led us here in Abia State. What happened? We have the politicians that will go outside and start telling us how they went to Harvard, how they went to this one. It's not about big schools now. Can you use your common sense to do something? The light issue we are having here is something we can solve in just a matter of months. Allow one refinery to work. Now they are supporting Dangote refinery. We heard yesterday that some group of people also are sabotaging Dangote refinery from working. Tomorrow they will start telling us Dangote would have succeeded. Dangote would have given us oil, if not some men. And at the end of the day, we will not know the people. Our own is our own. Dangote's own is Dangote's own. In fact, not only Dangote, anybody's own is that person's own. We have people that don't care. Business people, and they are not leaders.
Sam, it's really
sad.
Disturbing. Ike, sometime last year, this same NNPCL under Mele Kyari, same Mele Kyari that President Tinubu decided to still continue with, came up to say about $3.something billion was to be secured to offset certain loans in that sector. Again, $2 billion. If you look at it, you are talking about $6.something billion. As we are talking, we do not know the exact million liters of PMS that Nigeria as a country consumes, or Nigerians consume daily in this country. They will come up today, inflate figures to you, and then say that, but at the end of, we do not have the original statistics on what we consume as PMS. That at the end of the day, we are still being indebted to these people who import these resources down to Nigeria. If we had put our refineries in place, I don't think we would have been facing this. Also, the impunity. Nobody is questioning anybody working in there. We have presidency. We have people who can, within a snap of the finger, you call on them, they will present and tell you the true position of things. I wonder where we are headed for as a country, Ike.
Honestly, I want to sincerely appreciate my brother Sam for the energy to talk. I'm telling you, I could see that he has energy to talk, because everything happening in this country is so sad. I mean, it's so demoralizing.
Where we have laws,
so
we have people who are presiding over laws, yet nothing is happening.
You don't know what is really happening. I don't know. I think there's a sabotage. There's a deliberate sabotage, on the side of those that are managing these things. Because you can't tell me that you will borrow money. You borrow $2.something billion to service another loan. How do you reconcile it? I mean, is it reconcilable? It sounds so absurd. So why wouldn't I say that there's a sabotage? It's as if there's a deliberate effort to keep frustrating our ability to, speed up the oil sector so that this country can move forward. How do you explain the fact that you're an oil-producing country and you're still importing fuel? I don't understand. You produce. You can't even consume locally.
It's challenging to understand.
It's challenging. I mean, I can't reconcile it. Where are you going to start talking about it from? Is it that we are novice, that we don't know what is happening? I don't understand this kind of oil politics. It's been Dangote refinery. We're like, okay, fine. Soon Dangote will come, okay, with all the politics that are played out. It's the moment it comes on stream, these things will reduce. But today, we are hearing a different thing. Dangote himself is even telling you that the oil mafias are stronger than the drug mafias. That's what he said. That the mafias in the oil sector are more fierce, more deadly than those in the drug sector. So I don't understand, why would you use our people, Nigerians, as pawn in all of these chess games? I mean, can't these our leaders those at the helm of affairs, for once, just for once, have pity on Nigerians, on the fact that people are suffering. People are going through terrible times. It's so sad. You know, and then, well, come to think of it, you have a president who obviously is not in charge. Because if the president is in charge...
would that not be unacceptable, to say that the president is in charge? He's not in charge.
If he's in charge, he would have taken proactive steps that will help the people. But because not in charge, that's why he can allow, you know, people to take decisions or come up with policies that will still be detrimental to the people you're presiding over. Because right now, I mean, the country keeps borrowing and borrowing. Virtually every sector is living and borrowing. You understand? In fact, from all indication now, in Nigeria, they borrow to pay salaries.
That's what it appears to be.
Yes, they borrow to pay salaries. Worker salaries, they borrow to pay them salaries. So when are we going to come out from this whole imbroglio?
Ike, it's better that the government or those in power start looking into this particular menace. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
As a matter of fact.
Imagine the president yesterday, you are inaugurating, you want to set up another ministry.
We'll come to that. I have it as a lineup anyway. But we are being joined at this point to look at what we want to discuss this morning on Standpoint by a public affairs analyst and social commentator, Eric Ikwagu. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Ben. Thank you for having me. Good morning, House.
Yeah,
Good morning.
It's good to have you today again. Thank you for obliging us. This week, we saw precisely, was that on Monday also, the Nigerian Labour Congress Abia State chapter came up with another memo. This time, it appears they are wearing a strong face with that backing out completely, saying that on the 15th of July 2024, they will be embarking on an indefinite strike in Abia State. You can remember, Eric, that they've issued ultimatum, windows, they've protested and all of that. Precisely, they are talking about the current minimum wage of 30,000 naira, which has not been it has not been running in Abia State according to their memo, and also the 35,000 naira wage award that was directed last year to be paid to workers. What do you make of this current reality? Do you find fault on the part of the Nigerian Labour Congress? Because we believed and expected if they had made moves, they've met with government officers and all of that, at least something tangible would have come out from all these, their movements. But today, again, we're having a memo for indefinite strike from 15th of July. Your reaction to this, sir?
Well, it is a function of the Labour Congress, Nigerian Labour Congress having to be in bed with the Labour Party. See, we must have to divorce politics from the Labour movement if we ever want to get things done. Now, you can agree with me that Ajero-led Labour Congress was so married to the Labour Party that whatever thing he does, be it good or bad, it is interpreted as having to oppose the president. But let me come back to Abia State, and which is an offshoot of the National. This is just a feeble effort by a toothless union. I'll call them that because it has been 7 months and counting. And you people are aware that subsidy was removed. You people were aware that the federal government increased revenue, that's the FAC allocation that accrued to these states, and say, please, on the immediate, be paying 35,000 naira so that to give us enough time to iron out the new minimum wage, then to cushion the effect of this subsidy removal on the civil servants who are like, civil and public servants who are like static in their earnings. Because if it is a businessman, he will push over the cost, the extra cost to the clients. If you are service oriented, like you run your station now, if the cost of diesel is high, you will increase the cost of your advert. The same thing with the man who sells crayfish and the tomato person. But the civil and public servant is stagnated. So the expectation was that this humongous fact that comes to states, should at least you bring out something to be given to civil servants. Now, it is worrisome that when we started this thing, even the level of information that is available to our civil servants is worrisome. They didn't understand the difference between waiting for minimum wage and then getting the wage award to be paid immediately. I had several conversations with a lot of them. I didn't know what it was earlier on in the day. Thank you today, they have woken up from their sleep. You see, I once told you in your station that I don't like a unionist, a union leader who plays hot and cold. The other time, the union leader was at a sister station, and he was emphatic. He was very decisive. He was very sure of where he wants to take the union to in demands of their entitlement. And we clap for him and say, this is not about politics. We know what people did prior to the election. So it is even difficult that a government you campaign for, you celebrated and danced, that, okay, it's going to take care of you people. It's not treating you this way. So it is even difficult for them to come out from their shell, because there's this shame that you danced and celebrated that, yes, things will be eroding now because your government is here. So it is even, they find it difficult to move out from their shell to tell people that this is not what we are seeing, they are now coming out little by little. So I will say that the workers have suffered already. 7 months is a lot. You stagnate these workers at pre-2019 salary structure. You put them to rigorous verification where they spend money to go to cyber cafe, okay, to get themselves verified. And you didn't deem it fit to introduce something, this little thing, that could take care of their transportation. Imagine somebody who goes home with something like 18,000 naira. And then the cost of keke has increased. The cost of rice has increased. The cost of school fees is up. Everything has increased. And you go home as a governor that made all the promises in this world. And you can't say you didn't know these things, because you were in bed with them. You were talking with them while you were campaigning. So you have the problem at your hand. Did you come as a governor to sleep or to solve problems? And you see yourself, at any point in time, you're confronted with a problem. You go back to say PDP, this, PDP, that. If you calculate what this government has earned within 1 year, it is what the last government couldn't get in 4 years. And they want to tell me about time value of money. If you even factor the depreciation and inflation, it is still a chunk in their hands to play with. And what is subsidy removal? This subsidy removal was just to remove that amount the government pays to cushion the direct cost from the consumers. They pay off, they remove it. They now give it to the governors to stay, deploy this thing directly to the welfare of people. And the most vulnerable are civil servants, like I said, who are stagnated at a point they can't deflate their extra cost on any person. And you're happy to tell me your commissioner, he comes to radio station to say that his overhead is 10 million, that he should receive a pat on his back. A government that said that they have a different template to cause the cost of government. And they believe when they say 24 years of PDP, people will just go buy into it. They just refer to him that there's not been Noriak, who took only 500,000, and we have put them to challenge. Bring papers that show that Obinna took anything beyond 500,000. And you want us to clap for you arrogantly? You come to radio, you look at civil servants who are stagnated, and you want us to believe you've come with a different template? Come on, imagine pensioners the other day. They were forced to forfeit the entitlement. Other states are clearing. They say, because the state needs money, you need to inflate the economy. You come with all manners of jargon, time value of money, velocity of money. Then what is this thing? What is it worth to an average civil servant? That's just what we are saying. Now, it is difficult for them because they think it is politics. Mm-hmm. Now, this union, if they wake up today, they woke up late, because I have a lot of my cousins, nieces, uncles, and nephews in civil service. They have suffered. They have seen hell. So what will you do to them today? If you start paying the wage award, what happens to the backlog? What happens to the blood pressure it has cost them? See, I don't know what this government is talking about. When you look at their budget performance, when they say Ipazu did this to that, Ipazu did that, a government that rakes in an average of 14 billion, you will now think this government that left you so much debt, how much are you even paying back? Less than 2 billion. Now get this in fact, it is difficult for the man on the street to understand this calculation. But an accountant or somebody who is learned a little bit can understand this. So if the government is leaving you heavy debt, and you're only paying maybe plus or minus 2 billion as a debt, then the salary, the wage bill exposure has dropped. It used to be 2.7, 2.8. But today it's about 2 billion, both local government and that of civil servants. So if you remove that from your 14 billion, you still have about more than 10 billion to play with. And you cannot say, okay, from that 10 billion, let me bring that about 3 billion to add small things on top of the salary these people earn, and you stagnated them in pre-2019 salary structure.
All right.
Let me make this last statement.
Okay.
Remember, in 2019, this governor said he has documented his position on minimum wage. This governor said that it is even difficult for somebody, for a worker to survive in 2019 with 50,000 naira, when the cost of fuel was about 145. A bag of fries was about 18,000. Today, you're finding it difficult to accept ordinary 30,000. But 8 years ago, 9 years ago, you said it was even a punishment for them to receive anything less than 50,000.
All right, Eric.
So what is stopping you from giving them this 50,000 and even pay more?
All right,
That is the question.
Let's face the reality. The governor at different fora has come up to say that, look at, Abia State will be one of the first states that would engage in the payment of the new minimum wage. Remember, during the campaign's activities, he talked about having the welfare of Abia workers at heart. Don't you think that this alliance is on the part of Abia workers, Eric?
You see, I always say this, and I keep repeating it with every sense of responsibility, that this government has issues with saying the truth. They think if they use semantics to dress up sentences and wordings, it will confuse people. I am asking this question. Which minimum wage is one conversation on its own? Wage award is another conversation. If you have the welfare of workers at heart, as you say, you would have told your commissioner that 10 million that he said that former commissioners were taking, he just merely inherited it to run his office, not his pocket money, to run his office.
But the commissioner has come up to say that.
No, you cannot say something that is on radio. I had the tape. Come on. Let us not window dress things, because I don't like it when it is English language. He didn't use any Oracle language. It was English he used. He was specifically asked. Are you saying that these things are not the true position of things, or is it based on current realities? He said it is based on current realities, that these things are expenses, overhead expenses, that you expect him to use his pocket money to offset these bills. Now, there's a difference between is your salary 10 million? 10 million is not his salary. Overhead cost of running his government. I have facts, I have evidence. I challenge them to it, and I'll throw it on social media.
All right, Eric.
That the cost of running his office, overhead cost, is what we are talking about. And it is the general cost that is other taxpayers is bearing to keep him as commissioner for finance.
All right.
And I'm saying this for you. So let me make this last point, please. Okay. Let me make this last point. That there's a huge difference between wage award and minimum wage. Minimum wage is an ongoing conversation. A tripartite committee is setting that one. We know that one. They've not come with a national minimum wage. What about the wage award that is being paid, the palliative wage award? What happened to it? Every state in Nigeria, apart from Abia, every state in Nigeria is paying. And the commissioner didn't need to say some states pay 2 months and stop, some pay 3 months and stop, some pay. Why not start paying your own?
All right, Eric.
What are you waiting for 7 good months and counting? Okay. And you say you have the welfare. The facts are clear. You don't need to hide it. These things are on the table. There's nothing to hide about here.
All right, let's dwell on the issue of the Nigerian Labour Congress Abia State chapter. The union has given the state government 7 days ultimatum, which would elapse on the 15th of July, being next week Monday. Do you see the government towing the path of the labour's demand at this point in time?
Do I believe the labor? No. Will the government go behind to tell them to give them some time? Yes. Now, when you lob up a lot of demands, it makes it difficult for government to even know the one to even solve. I would have expected them to give government a stage by stage, or what's it called, to give their demands, one after the other. Now, if it is the immediate payment of wage award, which is immediate today to solve immediate problem, we will say, okay, labor, get a 1-point demand, follow it up. But if this thing is hydra-headed, actually somewhere boiling, the sweepers in Abia State, those old women, they've not received 4 months salary. Town planning, 8 months. And you promise these people that you're going to offset these things. It's not like you're new to Abia State finances. You understand the workings of government because he has worked closely with government, successive governments. So he understands this thing. And he gave his word. See, a government should be trustworthy when it comes to making pronouncements. When you make a promise, you should live by those your promises. So the voters are saying, if you even start paying us the ones you're owing us, we won't be having this backlog. But we are seeing backlog even when you entered. Remember the pension issue. He cleared the ones he was owing them. Most people were surprised to know that the government was even owed them for 10 months, cleared the ones he owed, and forced them to forfeit. And you think you can still import something in other university, where you have young people, where you have learned people, the citadel of learning, and you think you can just force them into, they are reacting. You see protest upon protest any day. And the government will find it convenient to say, PDP is instigating them. Come on. How ridiculous can we be in this state? Can we get serious for once?
All right, Eric, this is the point.
So finally, let me listen. So I expect the government to say, at least pay them the wage award, give them anything. They will call back this, right? Then conversation continues on it. It's not a one-off thing, but it's a continuous process. So pay the wage award, then every other thing, give promises, and then let the system continue. Nobody benefits it when the system is shut down. Nobody benefits.
All right, this is Standpoint, the Saint of all talks of politics. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll turn our attention to the cancellation of all command promotions made in Abia State under the previous administration. Please stay with us.
Arrive alive. Respect traffic rules. Do not drink and drive. Do not drive and drink. Every life on the road is precious. Drive safely. Be attentive and ensure your journey doesn't become a tragedy.
Stop wa on our roads. Nwanne m onye Abia. Mata na ndụ gị dị ndị Abia mkpa. Kwụsị wa n'okporo ụzọ anyị. Drive safely.
This message is powered by Abia State Orientation Agency.
Ozia, Sinaka Abia State Orientation Agency. Na Abia Runu.
Beauty is power. A smile is its sword. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is all around us. So, if you want to look good always, visit Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. It's new, it's exclusive, and a happening store in beauty products. We deal on perfumes and cosmetics such as body lotions, facial creams and scrubs, body sprays, powders, bath wash, and all kinds of quality cosmetics with affordable prices. Contact us at number 41 Fimbers Road, Umuahia, or number 28 School Road, Umuahia, all in Abia State. Call us on 0806 951 2773 or email us at wandsgleam@gmail.com. Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. Quality is our name. Signed, Management.
From Umuahia, Nigeria, Rapid FM 96.5, the sound of your city.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they show you are leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of the family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is part of it.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
You're welcome back to Standpoint, the saint of all talks of politics. This morning we have been looking at the Abia NLC insistence on indefinite strike. But at this point, let us turn our attention to the current development in the state, talking about the cancellation of all command promotions made under the previous administration. Of course, command promotions, they will say refer to special promotions granted by the governor, typically reserved for exceptional cases or merit-based advancement. But the government has come up to say that this particular directive is to ensure normacy, seniority, and the sanctity of service, which had been compromised over time in the state. Eric Ikwagu, you're welcome back to the program.
Thank you, man.
What do you make of this development in Abia State?
Well, it is as shocking as it is unfortunate. the civil servant has been bastardized. It was before us that a junior.
When you say the civil service has been bastardized, what do you mean, sir?
It is before us. I'm trying to lay background here. Right. It is before us that a junior director was pushed to the rank of acting head of service, and she superintended over some permanent secretaries were left behind. Those things I've never seen before. It was seen before us that somebody was brought out of the civil service and made an AG and promoted her to a rank that will warrant her to function. And I asked this question: is AG a civil service rank or an appointment? And I got credible feedback that it is a civil service rank. So if I am a cadre employee of a civil servant in the finance department, and I do all what is right, I expect to hit the pinnacle of my career. So it is a way to encourage young staff to work hard to get to the pinnacle of your career. So if the government has disrupted the normal flow, are they the right people now to complain about this? I don't think injustice is good when it comes to promotion. Yes, I wouldn't do that. But the mindset is what is troubling. I listened to, I have to go back to this conversation with a sister station where the commissioner for finance said that verification is not new, that it has been even before their own regime, that the government of Okezi Bazu unearthed a lot of fake documents and falsification of age, declaration of age. But because most people affected were from a particular segment, part of the state, that was why they suppressed it. And I asked, should policies of government be driven by needs assessment or by sentiment or emotion of such nature? I was taken aback when I heard a commissioner, a grade A commissioner, and a commissioner for finance who deals with the accounting of the state, who sits on all these things, and is making such a remark. So when they say they are going to cancel, they have cancelled the command promotion, I still wonder, is this the part of to police a segment of the people, to police a group of people, or something that is needed by the civil servant based on reality on ground? So because he has exposed, he has given himself out that he is biased, that the government is biased against some segment, against a sector of the people of the state. It is troubling now. I can't make a very logical conclusion about what informed that decision. But it is wrong, in every sense of it, if there are people who were promoted unjustly. But it is the reserve of any governor. And it's the governor today. He has used such a privilege to appoint the AG.
The governor has the right to promote persons in the civil service.
He has the right. He's an empress. Yes, he has the right. So he has used such power to bring in the AG. He used such power to bring a general director to head the civil service. When there were existing, there were 3 permanent secretaries that were left in the service then. And this woman to pretend it over them. So this is, it's something that you cannot be judging others when you're not even setting a precedent that is better. When you say you're going to change the governance template and you're seeing anything worse than the person you are auditing, it's troubling. Now, for somebody who has been in a particular grade level for 8 years today, and you bring the person back, and I wonder, it's automatically to me, you have sacked the person from work. Because I don't see how the person will cope or will put in the best when after 8 years, you draw the person back to some very great level behind. The productivity will be zero. Even the interest to continue in that work will be zero. So I didn't matching these things when it comes to productivity, when it comes to which one is more important. I should think that the government should have continued from where it is, from where they are today, get things settled, move on. It is 8 years for Christ's sake. Bringing these things at this point when the nation, civil servants need every funding they will get. The workers need every kobo they will get. At this situation, that there's hyper inflation, hyper food inflation, there's no money anywhere, the cost of living is so high, and you find it convenient to start bringing these anti-workers policies, and you think it's for the best interest of those workers, and ask how, who has it helped? Are you going to promote any other person? It is even the government that is going to, at the end of the day, benefit, because if your wage bill is at, let's say, 2 naira, and you drop some people from their current wage grade level, the government will now have some change in their pocket. You have sacked workers. You have sacked permanent secretaries and directors. You are still dropping people. What did these civil servants do to you? What did they do to you? Sometimes I ask, how does this thing work? See, it is troubling. It is troubling that they don't even understand that these people are human beings. They need to eat food, irrespective of the situation. Remember, I once suggested that instead of doing this mass sack due to the fact that they were not properly engaged, and I asked, these are Gambians. It happened in Zamfara. It happened in Kano. They said these are Kaduna people. These people are from Zamfara. They didn't bring anybody from the sky. So let us now reintroduce them into the system. Then get their distance regularized and get them in the employ of the state. Get them engaged properly. To sack about 10,000 people, which saw your wage bill down. And what are you doing with the SS? Is it to pay a kilometer road for 6 billion? Is that why you're saving all this money?
All right, Eric.
When your civil service is very hungry.
All right.
Come on, for Christ's sake. Let's be factual about these things.
Let's talk about the command promotions, of course. As it's been said that it has to do with the right of the governor to promote anybody based on merit-based advancement. Don't you think before this government came up with this directive or this stand, the government must have taken records to know what led to the promotions then? It could be that number of persons did not merit it on the grounds of the merit-based advancement. Don't you think
I'm still worried. I am still worried that a sitting governor took a decision within the powers he holds at that point to take a decision, backed by the Constitution, backed by the civil service rule. And then another person comes in somewhere to say, no, he didn't know the prevailing circumstances that influenced whatever decision he took at that time.
All right.
So it is even wrong for you to come to say they didn't do it properly. Was it an illegal decision? No. It is within the responsibility of a sitting government to offer, to give, command promotion, right? Now, you don't know the circumstances 8 years ago that led to these people being appointed. But because you're biased about certain segments, certain part of the state, you now think that maybe this promotion favored one side more than others. Because the Commissioner for Information, Commissioner for Finance said it on open air. That do you know that they suppressed this because majority of the people affected came from a particular side of the state.
All right,
it is troubling.
All right,
it is troubling. That shouldn't come from a government, somebody from that level of government. It shouldn't come from that person. It is an exposure into the mind of this government, and that is the worrisome part of it. To say, was it influenced? Their decision to cancel, was it influenced by needs of the civil service, or just to alter what they think was beneficial to a sector of the people, a segment of the state? These are questions that is open-ended. And because this government operates in opacity, there's no transparency anywhere. You will leave us to start guessing. And I ask, and I say this as when it comes to welfare, is it the most important thing to do now?
All right.
I think the most important thing to do at this point is to introduce the minimum wage bill and wage award together, so that you cannot bring these policies and it can cushion, it's a give and take thing. You cannot always be demanding so much from the civil servants without giving anything back.
All right,
these people have been squeezed up already. For Christ's sake, give them something before you demand.
All right, our public affairs analyst and social commentator, Eric Ikuagu, thank you so much for your time on Standpoint this morning.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Thanks for having me.
091600965 or 09160333965. It's good to have you join the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, sir. Your name and location?
Mr. Ben and gentlemen in the studio.
We greet you.
This is Ike from Omaya.
Ike, welcome.
AKA, as they pen them, they sweet me. Please, is your guest still on the air?
Just go ahead. He's listening.
Okay. I want to ask him, he said reason for the commissioner said the reason for the cancellation of the promotion was because it was done from a particular sector of the state. I want to ask him, which particular state?
Segment or area of the state?
Yeah, area.
All right.
So can you answer?
All right.
Then again, he was saying this current administration has failed to implement 30,000 naira minimum wage. Now, my question goes, why didn't the previous administration implemented it? What they did was to add 10,000 across all board. I want to know, were we in economic crisis then that prevented them to implement that?
All right, Ike, thank you so much for your contribution. Just keep listening. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Mr. Ben.
You're welcome, sir.
I don't have much to say. My name is Mr. Chijoke. I am asking Mr. Eric, you are in our position, and I want to ask, does it mean that there's nothing Governor Lesotho have done that you can commend? You always speak with anger. Are we fighting in Abia? Governor Lesotho is doing the needful.
Please calm him down.
Promotion you are talking about, the command promotion you are talking about. Some people were in level 6 and they were promoted to level 7. After 6 months, they will have become directors. So is it right? So Governor Lesotho is not trying to sack anybody. But those people that come through back door, you want to correct something. It's not all the civil servants. So stop misleading people. If you are not happy, there's a way to channel your anger. It's not every day anger. Others are tired with you. It's not okay.
All right, Chijoke.
Rethink about your action.
You are speaking for yourself in this context and not Abia.
We are tired of billions.
All right.
In the same Abia, you people claim that Abia does not have money. I think you should rethink and change your pattern. It's billion. We are tired of that. If you are not happy with this government, there's a way to talk about it. It's not every day.
All right, Chijoke.
We are not interested about.
Oh, we lost connection with you. When you say Abians, whenever you're talking based on your own personal ground. Please do not generalize. Allow other persons to talk. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint. All right, 091600965 or 09163333965. It's good to have you join the program. Good morning. Welcome.
I'm honestly for calling from
all right.
I really want to appreciate the fact that
Don Keziga, are you there?
But nobody is wanting anyone. But rather it's for them to speak up the government. But I want to say that promotion issue. I think we need to come down and have it from the backside or from the ground of the government. But I'm still taking on it. It seems like not for those who are qualified or those who have a professional, degree or certificate. Let's just wait a little. But again, I would like governor himself not to do something that it seems like he's deviating from his promises. Because when he was coming on board, people are saying that you're going to witch hunt or you're going to hit hard on workers. Let it not be. So we are going to suggest we're not going to advance it because he has a advantage. Let him do something that's going to be good. So
all right, Don Keziga. Good morning and welcome. Your name and location.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Mr. Zen, Mr. Sam, and Mr. I.
Chichi, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Chichi coming from Overcast.
All right.
Yeah. I don't like when somebody knows that he was guilty of something when speaking because he's no longer in that position. He starts speaking like a friend. I know that Mr. Eric Ikado is also of the PDP family. And this 30,000 naira that he's speaking around, let's just be truthful. While their party was in power, did they pay it? I know that he shouldn't speak against him, but he should do that with leniency, knowing that they were also guilty of that while in power. But for the government of Saudi and they please, I believe that you have the cash, you have the finance. Please, just even the wage award they are doing, the federal government made available things that to oversee the wage award. If they just implement it. Then for the command promotion, if you don't deserve the promotion, please let it be cancelled. Let promotion be done the proper way, and not for it to really draw attention of people. Thank you and God bless.
All right, thank you. 09160 0000965 or 09160 333 965. You can also put down your comment on our Facebook page. That is at Rapid Umahia. A very good morning to you and welcome to Standpoint. Hello, good morning.
As I was saying, so I was cut off. Still remain on Kitty, guys.
Okay, just make up your points, please.
Yes, on the other side of it, with this federal wage allowance, I wouldn't have expected any governor or any government of the state to at least sit or stop not to be paying it. The governor himself, he should look at it because allowance minimum wage has not been paid. Has not been, visible here in Ivory. Talk a lot of federal wage palliative wage allowance. So please, governor or government of the state of Ivory should go.
Oh, sorry, we lost connection with you. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Good morning, Moses Ben.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Corruptible Sam and Ike.
Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Eric Ikwagu.
Okay, just listening. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Who say man know the name? I'm calling from Umai.
All right.
Please, I want to appreciate you, Eric, for speaking truth to the authority. Most times, why we allow our emotional sentiment to blind our eyes to see the reality on ground. Why is it, if peradventure that this government is doing very, very well, why is it all these protests here and there? APSU has protested. Abia workers are threatening on strike. Women that used to sweep Ishigate and sweep roads protested for 4 months. This is not even areas that we inherited by past administration. Current administration. Now you want to reverse the promotion done by past administration 8 years. Then why did you start from 1999 when Ojo Sokalo was the governor, or even start from military regime? So all these things we are seeing is a government that has promised Nigeria. Workers made it. 99.9% of workers were the person that made it possible that this government come into power. Look at how they've been treated under this government award. The retired permanent secretary, the retired directors that are supposed to have 5 years to give us as directors in their various places. We are retired. Over 10,000 workers have been sacked. The verification upon verification has been going on. Now they are reversing the promotion made by president government, thinking that they will be there forever. When I say that no king reigns forever, it looks as if that people that doesn't know anything about governance will be applauding. Government that has failed to pay ordinary 20,000 wage award that other governments are paying. And those state is paying 70,000 naira today. Yet workers, governors and security votes.
All right, run of your thoughts,
sir. Taking home. They told us that it's taking 10 million naira, which
all right, cannot get. Your time is.
His is 5 years in service.
Your time is.
It's very, very annoying and people will come here to defend people.
All right.
It's very, very disgusting.
All right.
Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. Gentlemen, we've got to leave the studio for the next program. Meanwhile, we'll be having the people and the law after the news light at 10. Incorruptible, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
I agree with you.
Aikuk Bunaya, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We spoke with Eric Ikwagu earlier on. My name is Moses Ben. Standpoint will make a return tomorrow. Until then, keep doing your best as a citizen so as for us to contribute to the development of our dear country, Nigeria. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you in Omaya or Omaya environment? Are you in Abia State or any neighboring states around Abia State? A time has come when we come together to thank the Lord for his faithfulness towards our lives, for everything he has done for us. Now we are doing this Thanksgiving with a company, an indigenous company, with an amazing company called Milner Parts International, Millennium Nature's Parts International. This is a new company within Nigeria to all the other countries in the world that is creating good health, that is doing what scientific research has been proven to be effective from nature. From nature. The truth of the matter is that Milner Parts products are all from nature. Both the medical products, our groceries, our foodstuffs, all are from nature. What is that health condition that is disturbing you? What is that